Listen up. Before we begin this masterpiece, we're all current or former law enforcement officers. We've seen our share of humanity. But if you came here thinking we give a shit about your feelings, you are sadly mistaken. So if you're a snowflake, we'll give you just a minute to turn this mother off, all right? Now, for the non-pussified. This is the midweek news show of the Motor Cop Chronicles podcast. The only place where you'll find unfiltered, unedited, and raw discussions about law enforcement, crime, and everything in between. We love discussing the good, the bad, and the downright bizarre stories involving cops and criminals. So get ready for some raw comedy blended with our unapologetic opinions. We're diving deep into the headlines, breaking down the latest news about our brothers and sisters in blue and the criminals they deal with. You'll be laughing 1 minute and shaking your head the next. It's funny and maddening all at the same time, just like the world of law enforcement. This is the midweek news show of the Motor Cop Chronicles podcast. And here are your hosts, the Iceman, with co-hosts Holstera and Freebird.
Welcome, everybody. Hope everybody's having a good week so far. Happy hump day. Excuse my voice. I've been having sinus issues and took some antihistamines, and now I'm dried out like I've been sucking on a big freaking bag full of cotton. Tonight it's a little different because I will be here by myself, as y'all can see. No Holstera and no Freebird. Freebird's got a fuzzy hat meeting or something, and Holstera, who barely ever misses, he had some class he was in all day, and then he's got to go to work tonight. So he only got home for a few hours. He's going to try to get some sleep before he's got to get back up and go to work all night. So we'll just take it out of their paychecks. How's that? Everybody's having a great week. Keep having a great week. It's hot as hell in Louisiana. If anybody wants any merchandise, you can check it out at the Etsy store. Motor Cop Chronicles podcast on the Etsy store. If anybody would like any extra episodes and stuff like that on Patreon, you can go check that out also. Shout out to our full crew members in our hang-around. We got Don Paulson. We got CHP Road Dog. We got Stacy McClendon in our hang-around. We got Miss Kelly Meyer, Jared Nitrous, Motor Cop for Life. Mr. William Gibo, our favorite New Yorker. Dan Carlson with Lanyap Woodworking. We have Hoppy Hopperson, favorite truck driver. Mr. Blake Walker. JoJo, I just seen popped in the chat over there from Australia. And Natasha from the great state of Washington. Glad y'all are here. Glad y'all helped me. Jennifer is there. I'm good. I've done it by myself before. You're cold over there? Well, we're not cold over here. We've been under a heat advisory, about 100 degrees, and that's not the heat index. You know, Stacy says one is the loneliest number. You're referencing some old songs there. I'm not going to forget about Roy's Corner. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my sinuses right now. I mean, I've been taking the antihistamines, the nasal spray, everything. It's like, and I just staying stopped up. I don't know. Everything else is dry. Like I said, my mouth and everything else, just my nose. I don't know. Yeah, so I'm trying not to sniffle on y'all too much. So I'm going to do my best. So let's jump into Roy's Corner before I do forget. Let's see what Roy Spalding going to hit us with some knowledge for this week.
Welcome to Roy's Did You Know Corner, where Roy will let us know something that is totally useless, and we will have information living in our minds, rent-free for no good reason at all. So shut the fuck up and listen to what Roy has to tell us.
Did you know that your job can help predict who you are more likely to marry? There is an online interactive tool based on U.S. Census data that you can use to find out who you are most likely to pair with. For example, grade school teachers are most likely to marry other grade school teachers. Female CEOs usually marry male CEOs. Male CEOs usually marry secretaries. Police officers usually marry nurses, and male and female surgeons tend to marry each other. Now go check this out. You may be married to wrong person. I am not responsible for any divorces. Have a nice day.
Well, we're not responsible for any divorces if you go do it and find out that you married the wrong person. Next, we have Roy P. Of course, I don't know if y'all remember or not. We had this lovely young lady that got voted for Roy P. right here. Yes, that is her. I know y'all are jealous and that Roy got to go out with this woman, and y'all didn't. But Roy did call in and tell us about his date to Methquisha right here. So let's see what he had to say about it.
The phone rang about 2:15 in the morning. Now, I don't answer the phone after midnight unless it's 3 people. My mama, the lottery commission, or the motor cop crew. Sure enough, Roy P., we got one. I sighed and asked, how bad is it? The voice on the other end said, buddy, better fill up the PT Cruiser. Whenever they say fill up the PT Cruiser, I know I'm about to meet another contestant from the Miss Mugshot pageant. I rolled up to the jail, signed a stack of paperwork thicker than a Waffle House menu, and out she came. Lord have mercy. She walked out looking like she'd just woken up from a 6-month nap. Her eyes were drooping so low, I wasn't sure if she was looking at me or trying to inspect the concrete. Every few steps she'd blink, and I thought she might fall asleep standing up. Then she smiled. I have seen beavers with less impressive dental equipment. Those front teeth stuck out so far, Bugs Bunny would have asked where she got her orthodontist. If she'd leaned over too fast, she probably could have opened a can of paint with them. And judging by the miles written all over her face, you could tell she'd had a method-up life. Every wrinkle had its own zip code. I introduced myself. I'm Roy P., your friendly neighborhood bail bondsman. She looked me up and down, grinned that famous smile, and said, well, ain't you the finest thing I've seen all week? I immediately checked behind me. Nobody. She was talking to me. Now, I'm about 20 pounds heavier than your average action hero. My shirt was pulled tight enough to qualify as compression wear, but apparently I was exactly her type. She grabbed my arm and said, you got pretty eyes. I said, ma'am, I wear glasses. She said, makes you look rich. Before I could even get her buckled into the PT Cruiser, she leaned over and asked if I believed in love at first sight. I told her, I believe in getting you to court on time. Halfway home, she started planning our future together. She wanted matching tattoos, matching toothbrushes. Hale gets some mouthwash also because damn, that breath smelled like she just ate catfish that she found on side of the road 2 days ago. Matching parole officers. By the time I dropped her off, she'd invited me to Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, her cousin's birthday, and offered to introduce me to her pet raccoon. Now I'm not sure if she meant a real raccoon or did she call that thing she kept scratching in her pants. I politely declined. As I drove away, I looked in the rearview mirror and thought to myself, Roy, one of these days the motor cop crew is going to call with someone who has all their teeth, both eyes open, and doesn't immediately try to marry you. Then my phone buzzed again. It was the motor cop crew is going to call with someone who has all their teeth, both eyes open, and doesn't immediately try to marry you. Then my phone buzzed again. It was the motor cop crew. They had another bond. I just pulled into the nearest gas station and filled up the PT Cruiser again, because apparently my dating life is sponsored by the county jail.
Well, guess that didn't work out quite well for him. Not how she wanted it anyway. But with catfish breath, I can't blame him on that one. So, who do we have for this week? We ain't top winners. Roy's future wife. Got number 1. Let's see. There she is. I don't have any charges on her. but that's her. Not that bad. We got number 2. This lady right here, she's got blue hair, or half of it anyway. Maybe she's only half liberal. I don't know. Got kind of like a little pug face there. And number 3, it's like a Timu Cruella DeVille going on here. So who should Roy go out with this week? Number 1, number 2, or number 3? I'm going to go with number 2. Just in case Roy wants to, I don't know, switch over to the liberal side of things. See how life is on the other side. Who would y'all like to see? Kelly says number 1. She's being generous this week. Billy says he's picking number 2. It's 2 for number 2, 1 for number 1. JJ says number 3. Going with the Cruella DeVille, the Timu version of it. Y'all slacking tonight. You're giving me dead air. There says number 1's giving them watch a serial. Yeah, she is. She does kind of give you that one. She probably watches a lot of it. It's one of them, it makes you nervous when your wife does nothing but watch serial killer documentaries and stuff like that, right? I'm not sure. They didn't have the charges on these for some reason, so I don't know what their charges are. For some reason they've been slacking on the jail app. I don't know why. They've been slacking. They need to get their self to working better. Right now we're tied 2-2 for 1 and 2. So who wants to break the tie? We got 2 for 1, 2 for 2, and 1 for number 3. Yours falls asleep on that. I only listen to like 2 true crime podcasts, and that's the only 2 I listen to. Most of the stuff I listen to is, I don't know, political stuff like that. All right, well, since we ain't getting no more votes, he might have a double date. We'll have to see how it works out on that one. So, we'll have to see. Y'all quiet tonight. Maybe that's because I'm by myself. So we're going to start out with what everybody else is talking about. I hadn't done any episodes on them. I guess I'm behind the 8 ball. Whatever. Everybody else has been doing it, and I was going to do it, and I was like, fuck, everybody else talking about it. First one we're going to talk about is Nolan Wells. Most all y'all should know Nolan Wells. What's going on is up in Ocean Springs, Mississippi. 18-year-old college student. Went to like a community type college, played football. From what everybody's saying about this young man, I mean, he was a good kid. I mean, nobody said everybody talks great about him. He unfortunately on 4th of July he went out to a place called Horn Island, a couple miles offshore in the Gulf of America, and with a whole bunch of his friends, and he met a girl out there, and his friends, they went out there in their boat. I think it was a 22 or 24 foot Triton or something like that. It was a decent sized boat for where they were at. Anyway, their bilge pump stopped working. The boat was taking on some water. They couldn't pump the water out, which you don't want your boat to sink. They decided to leave try to get a tow in so they could get it fixed. They didn't want the boat to sink. And Nolan, from what everybody is saying so far, is that he decided to stay and catch a ride back with some other friends that were there, because there was other friends there with other boats, because he had met this some young lady named Cassie or something like that. Well, he ended up coming up missing, and they found his body a couple days later. Presumably, he drowned. They've had 2 autopsies. State autopsy hasn't been released yet. Independent autopsy has come back as inconclusive. They can't say one thing or the other. Of course, you got Al Sharpton. You got Ben Chump in on it. Of course, you know Ben Chump's he's gonna chase. Of course, Nolan was a black young man, and all his friends were white. So of course, it's got to be racist, right? Not really. For some reason, well, if Ben Chump's going to try to make it that way, because he's going to try to get as much money as he can out of it. So we're going to watch a few videos on it, talk about it. They've done the independent autopsy. Now some other stuff's come out today, so let's watch the first video.
Wells. Justice for Nolan Wells.
There he is, screaming.
Justice for Nolan Wells. Justice for Nolan Wells. Now let's say it so his family will know they are not alone. Justice for Nolan Wells.
He's doing all of this hollering, screaming, stuff like that. So far, the only allegations about wrongdoing has been coming out of his mouth. They've come out with no evidence yet. The police and state police are doing their due diligence, doing an investigation. You know, they just can't put out all this information what they're investigating. If there's wrongdoing, it comes out. Hopefully, they can find out who it was and arrest him and put him in jail. But he's making it out like that nobody's doing nothing about it, and that's so far from the truth. It's pathetic. I'm with you, Aaron. I can't stand this dude. Whenever he shows up, you know, he's a race chaser is what I like to call him, because he's only going to show up if he can perceive if something happened to a black person or a Hispanic person or something like that. He's not going to come out if this would have been roles reversed and Nolan would have been a white kid and it would have been black kids, he would have never showed up. Him or bobblehead Al Sharpton. All he's doing is looking for money. Why do they need a civil rights attorney? That's what he is. He's a civil rights attorney. He's not a criminal attorney because he's chasing money.
This pathologist cannot rule out if...
Now, this is an attorney now. This man went to college. Now, this is part, you know, of the independent autopsy to come out the other day. And he, you know, before you get up on TV and in front of an audience, you think you would at least proofread shit or something. This man reads like a second grader. And he's got a college education. Kind of makes you wonder.
any intervening non-accidental factors contributed to or caused the death of Nolan Wells.
And did it make him deaf, or is he talking about the death? He's a deaf. Come on, man. You're you college educated. Do better.
Understand, he's saying based on the examination of the body, he cannot rule out foul play.
See how he's doing it there? Well, he cannot rule out. He can't rule out foul play. But he can't rule that there was foul play. Basically, this pathologist here, this medical examiner they had do it, can't don't know what the hell happened. But he's pushing it, the narrative. Oh, he can't rule out that there's nothing bad happened. Yeah, but he can't rule anything bad did happen. So let's just try to push it in one direction.
That is significant.
That's significant. That's what he does. That's what this man does. He tries to anger. He tries to get the people in the liberals and the black community to piss them off and get them upset and all that stuff and get them riled up, because he knows if he gets them riled up, he's going to get them to donate money. I think the last time I checked the GoFundMe, I think it was up to like $750,000 or $775,000. I wonder how much of that chunk is his. I guarantee you, he's going to get a little chunk of it.
And here's a video of
here. They were trying to say that these kids took Nolan out on the boat with them and did something to him and drowned him. They had some audio and some lady supposedly cleaned it up and you could hear them, and that's been debunked. There's so much conspiracy theories out there. You can go on TikTok, YouTube, all these things, and all these people like, oh, and then people are saying that, why would you leave your friend out there? This dude's 18 years old. He's considered a grown man, even though I say kid. But by law, he's a grown man. They can't make him do nothing. If he wanted to stay, he wanted to stay. Here's a video of the boat out there. He's not on it.
the actual boat as they're getting towed out. Do you see Nolan on this boat whatsoever? Now, I did this so we can get context. Now, the nut job lunatics that want to believe what they want to believe, don't worry about them. I'm talking of those of us who really care about getting to the bottom of this. And just hold on with me, because we got to get to the new stuff that I just heard before we run out of time. So that's a video of that. Now let me present something else to you, because this is a video of what it looked like. And Nolan is in this video. We'll put the video up. Nolan is in this video. Put it on the screen. Pause it right here. So this was sent to us as well. I'm sure this video is circulating anyway. If you look at the boy in the blue shorts, right where his butt is at, you move over at the edge of the boat in his butt, and that's actually Nolan standing in the water right there. I'm going to have the team play the video and pan it so you can see what environment they were in. Similarly, when the boat began to sink. Roll the clip. Pause.
Now y'all can see out there how many people are out there. And this is their little group here. There's about 30 of them. They were trying to say in the beginning of it, they made it try to sound like that Nolan was the only black kid out there. And there was only like 4 or 5 of them out there. There was probably a couple thousand people total at this island. This is the 4th of July. There was a lot of people out there. They're constantly trying to do it. You can see how many people are there. And, you know, Brandon Tatum here has done an awesome job. He's went down to Mississippi. He did interviews with most of his friends, and he's done all kind of stuff. You can go over there if y'all ain't never followed him or watched him. He's got like a 6-part series he's done on this so far, and you know, he's done more than Ben Chump has, and he's the attorney for him.
Do you guys see how many people are out there? Play it again. Do you guys see how many boats are out there? So this is where the boat is at when they begin to become distressed. Right in this area. As you can see how close they are to the land. You can see where the coordinates were at. Right there. So when they're taking in water, when their boat is beginning to sink because it's anchored, it's happening right there. So for somebody to believe that this dispatch call is a desperate call with Nolan laying dead in the middle of their boat, that does not make sense. And to think that nobody...
You think if he would have been dead in the boat right there, somebody would have saw it, right? I mean, I didn't see it. He was in the water. And then the whole thing, because his cell phone was brought back on the boat, and his parents or his mom saying, well, he would have never left his phone. Y'all see these kids are damn near neck deep in water. You didn't see one person out there with a cell phone in their hand except the person doing the video, little short video right there, and he was on the boat. You can't walk around with your cell phone when you're in water like that, especially salt water. That's why his phone was left on the boat. Yeah, it looks real secluded, don't it, Dean? Now today, that just came out, I saw, his parents, his mom is now saying that she's going to file a lawsuit against the friends and the friends' parents and all kind of stuff like that. For what? No foul play is been found out yet. We're still waiting. And if it is, hopefully they'll be able to catch whoever did it and put their ass in jail forever. Now there is some stuff coming out saying there might be some suspected cocaine usage by Nolan and a whole bunch of other kids that were out there. Somebody was out passing out cocaine. I'm sure if he was drinking and snorting coke, I mean, that's not a good combination out in the water. We gotta wait and see. But now the mom wants to sue. Come on now, who you gonna sue? The water? What's gonna happen if I was these people and you turn her and that's my friend, and I'd be upset about it. My friend, died, gone, and you gonna turn around and sue me like it's my fault? I'm going to turn around and sue. If I was them, I'd sue the shit out of them, Ben Chump and Sharpton and all of them for defamation of character, causing me mental anguish and all that kind of stuff, because they've been trying to blame these kids the whole entire time. It comes out that it's not them at all, which I don't believe it's any of his friends. If it's anybody, I don't think it's going to be one of them. I'd sue the shit out of them. I mean, these kids are the parents, the mom and stuff like saying, "Oh, we've gotten threats and all stuff." So have these boys and their families. They've been getting threats and death threats and all kind of other stuff like that. And all Mr. Chump's doing is chasing a dollar. He's chasing a dollar. He can say what he wants to. He don't give a shit about Nolan Wells or the family. The only thing he cares about is dollars. So, well, if stuff keeps coming out, I'll try to update or whatever. But man, I'll tell you what I think happened, and it's just my opinion. I ain't got no evidence. I don't have no proof or nothing like that, except just from experience with me. They'd been out there. I think they got out. They left like at 10 o'clock or something, and I think the last time anybody saying they saw Nolan, I think was 4 or 6 o'clock or between that time. They've been out there all day. He's got that little hottie he's chasing after. He was chasing Snatch is why he didn't want to go back with his friend, 18 years old. Had a hot chick. Yeah, he's trying to get laid. He might have. Who knows? I think, like I said, this is just my opinion. There's no proof. I think that he had to take a shit and he went out in the deeper water to go do this. Because if you look at his island from the airplanes, there's no trees, there's nothing on this island. I think he went out a little too deep to take a dump away from everybody and got caught in a riptide and he drowned while he was trying to take a shit away from everybody else. That's what I think. Well, I mean, alcohol and possible drug, I think that has to do with it, Dean. It's just, I think he went out too deep because he went to use the bathroom away from everybody because you don't want to do nothing like that in front of people. And he got caught in a riptide. And he drowned, unfortunately. Everybody's like, oh, he was a athlete and a strong swimmer. Have you ever been caught in a riptide? I was out snorkeling one time in Mexico, and we got caught up in a riptide. And thank God I had to blow up my little life vest thing and float my ass finally back because I wasn't swimming against it or nothing. I don't care how strong a swimmer you are. It can drown you. So the next one we're going to move on to is the new one that's out is Corey Ruiz. And this is a subject in Wisconsin who is no longer with us because he got shot 3 times by the police. And, you know, of course, you got BLM out there, and we know Al Chump done showed up over there. Old Ben Chump is over there. Sharpton ain't, not I saw, but Chump's already in Wisconsin chasing that money. Already over there. Yeah, I wasn't snorting. I was snorkeling. But he's already in Wisconsin. And, of course, you know, people are, we want this cop put in jail. They killed this innocent person and blah, 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 blah. Well, let's see how innocent he was and what was going on with it.
And here's a video of the actual boat as they're getting towed out. Do you see
Corey
Nolan?
Ruiz, the man killed in a Madison police shooting this week.
And 12 News obtained video of that shooting. A warning, we're going to play a part of it. You will not see the deadly shots, but you will be hearing them. Investigators say Ruiz had a knife while police were trying to arrest him. They had been called to the area for a person stealing bikes and checking doors on parked vehicles. That was in the area near Baldwin and Williamson, near the state capitol. Tonight, the Ruiz family wants to know how things escalated so quickly.
Jasmine Franklin was at the family's news conference this afternoon. And Jasmine, you were there as the family called the killing an execution and saying they want the officer who killed Corey Ruiz held accountable.
You know what the news hadn't told you yet so far? Like I said, they got called out there earlier because he was basically trying to break into cars. He got away from them. They located him that afternoon. They found him again. They go to arrest him. He resists. They tase him. The taser didn't work. And as we know, the taser don't work all the time. It only works like 40% of the time. Taser was ineffective against him. The news still they hadn't said it. He pulled a big ass knife out, like a big ass kitchen knife out. He pulled a knife out. He cut one of the cops, the one cop. He pulled the knife out, cut the cop. Cop shot him. I think once in the head and 2 in the body or something like that. So he was DRT. And y'all did hear me, you know, the news ain't said it yet, but he pulled this big ass knife out and cut the cop with it. Last time I checked, I don't know, a knife's a deadly weapon, especially a big ass knife, okay? So I guess they should just wait to get stabbed to death because, you know, he was just he just was checking cars so he could lock them if he found them unlocked so nobody would break into them, doing a public service for the people that maybe didn't lock their cars. And he was doing all this on his way to church services before he went to night legal schools, right? Yeah. No. He's a fucking piece of shit criminal. We're going to see how bad of a criminal he is in a little bit. They said the family's really asking how it escalated. Yeah, you stab a cop. That's how it escalates. But
Right. Justice and transparency is what Corey Ruiz's family is demanding at this point. Emotions very high here inside the state capitol as his family is pushing for answers in this case. His 13-year-old daughter, Kalia, also spoke. She was crying and emotional, saying her dad did not deserve to die in this way.
The last time I talked to him, it was for a short period of time, and I wish it'd been longer.
Now, I understand this little girl lost her father. He was not active. I'm willing to put money on it. He was not active in her life, just from her statement. The last time that I talked to him, it wasn't for as long as I would have liked. We're going to hear some of his charges later too. I mean, this dude here, he was not a model dad.
I wish I could see him one more time. I wish he could tell me how much he loves me one more time. He tried to do his best for me and his family.
I need people to stop looking into what happened, what his past was, any of that. Look at what happened. There's too many videos. There's too much evidence.
Justice for Corey.
Here we go. Here we go. Ben Chump on the scene.
Very high there. Ruiz's mother, sisters, and brother were also inside the news conference this afternoon. They acknowledged his troubled past, but say he did not deserve to be shot and killed by police. The Ruiz family has hired National Civil Rights Attorney Ben Crump. He's calling for Madison police officers to get body cameras and for the 4 officers involved in this shooting to be held responsible.
You saw they shot him 3 times in his head and other parts of his body. That is an execution. That's why people are so shocked. That's why it's so emotional. I mean, they were the judge, the jury, and the execution.
The man had a knife and stabbed a cop. If he'd have just laid down and put his hands behind his back, he'd be in jail and he wouldn't be worm food. Okay? Boy, they playing it up big time here. Boo-hooing and crying. Right? Play it up. Ben Chump on the scene. Let's get the money.
That's why people are shocked.
And Jasmine, supporters of the Ruiz family are holding another event tonight in his honor.
Right. The community here in Madison is hosting a balloon release and prayer service right now at the site of a growing memorial where the officer-involved shooting happened. There is also another protest that is starting in less than an hour at 6 o'clock tonight here in Madison.
Jasmine Franklin live in the state capitol here tonight.
A spokesperson for the Dane County Medical Examiner says the office completed the autopsy on Ruiz and is still doing additional testing. The cause and manner of death pending at this hour. The Wisconsin Department of Criminal Investigation is the lead agency investigating the shooting. Those investigators will turn over the case to the Dane County District Attorney, who will decide whether to file criminal charges.
Our top priority is ensuring that the investigation is conducted fully, thoroughly, and with integrity. And so we release information as appropriate, consistent with maintaining the integrity of the investigation. So you can look at other cases where we have conducted investigations into officer-involved shootings and see how we've released information in those ones. Likewise, here we're going to release information when we think it's appropriate in the context of the investigation.
There is another protest tonight in Madison that is planned for 6 o'clock.
Anyway, they've been protesting. I've watched some right after it happened, you know. This dude right here was a piece of shit, okay? He is a piece of shit criminal. He's dead from his own actions. The reason he's dead is because of himself. Well, they have banned balloon releases in Louisiana, Stacey, made it illegal. This dude is a career criminal, and he brought this shit on himself.
Records review.
This is Brandon Tatum again. He's going to read off this dude's criminal history now. Listen to this shit. And they trying to make it sound like, oh, miss my daddy. Y'all don't need to look at what he did in his past. Hell, it wasn't even that long ago.
By Wisconsin right now, Ruiz had at least 22 reported criminal convictions. dating back to 2007. 22 convictions. Not arrest.
22. He's been convicted, found guilty, or pled guilty to crimes 22 times. 22 convictions. How in the hell are you even walking around on the street? 22 convictions.
Convictions. You know how much crime you have to do? If you got a conviction every month, you almost got a conviction every month for 2 years. Let's go through his charges. I want to start in 2007 and watch his criminal spree go up from there. In 2007, misdemeanor disorderly conduct. This conviction breakdown came from a review of Wisconsin CCAP records. 2009, 2 felony strangulation or suffocation convictions. Felony robbery with the use of force. I wonder who he strangled. Probably a black person, and they don't care about that person. 2013, 2 misdemeanor theft convictions. 2014, felony cocaine possession, felony marijuana possession, misdemeanor theft, felony bail jumping, misdemeanor battery. Still ain't doing no real time. Because 6 years later, he's in it again. 2020, 2 misdemeanor disorderly conduct convictions, felony bail jumping, misdemeanor taking or operating a motor vehicle without the owner's consent, which is stealing somebody's car. 2021, a year later. These are convictions, y'all. This not arrest, it's convictions. Just 1 year later, felony resisting an officer causing substantial bodily harm or soft tissue injury, felony battery or threat against a judge, prosecutor, or law enforcement officer, misdemeanor operating or taking motor vehicle without owner's consent. Still doing the same crime. A few years later, 2024, misdemeanor retail theft, misdemeanor resisting an officer, a second misdemeanor conviction for resisting an officer, misdemeanor possession of drug paraphernalia, a charge of battery or threatening a judge, prosecutor, or law enforcement officer was dismissed in one of these cases.
Y'all hearing, he still got more shit he's gonna read, but are y'all hearing how many resisting and fighting charges he's had so far? These are different occasions. They're not all on the same one. I mean, this guy's he's going to resist. That's what he does. And he don't care if he hurts cops or not, obviously. It got him killed this time. But it's the cops' fault, right? It's the cops' fault.
2007 to 2024, 22 arrests. Let's go on because it continues down here. Additional criminal justice history. AP's independent review found that Ruiz had reportedly been jailed on cases involving failure to pay child support.
But the little girl, he don't even pay his own. He didn't support his own child. She's over here boo-hooing about him. She probably seen this dude 3 times in her entire life. But he's a good guy. He was dad of the year, right? Dad of the year.
He deserved to get shot for that. Now, let me stop. Failure to pay child support for that kid that's in his press conference that you're going to see that's crying. Taking or driving vehicles without consent, bail jumping, threatening authorities, drug paraphernalia, resisting an officer, retail theft. Let me just say this last part. I've been going on and on, but I got to say it. Wisconsin Department of Corrections records reportedly showed that Ruiz was released extended supervision on May the 12th, 2026. Approximately 10 weeks.
He just got out of jail in May now of this year. It's just saying. He was just released out of jail in May. This dude ain't made it 2 fucking months. He's out trying to break into cars, probably steal cars, I don't think this dude understood the concept that you work, make money, and buy stuff. No, he obviously likes doing dope, stealing shit, and fighting and stuff like that. I mean, Yep. He's a great guy.
Before the shooting, he's reportedly listed as a obscured from community service when he died. At the time of his death, he was on supervised release, a career thug. Let's get to the press conference real quick, and then we're going to show the shooting. I want to put this in perspective. Now, I saw reports that his family wasn't even involved in his life. He was homeless during this period of time, committing crimes every single year.
Homeless.
And this is what they do in the press conference with Milk Dud Crump. And
we already saw what they did. They crying. These people were boo-hooing, crying. This man was homeless. They cared so much about them. He lived on the street, robbing, stealing, doing drugs, thugging, doing what he was. This dude. Somebody looked at me today when I made a comment. They said something. Well, maybe he didn't have enough support in his life. What? I said, hold up a minute. I said, support. I looked at this person. I said, if you have a dog that keeps biting you, what you going to do with that dog? And they just looked at me. They said, well, you can't do that to a person. I said, because you got to euthanize it. I said, no, we can't. Instead of, you have all these liberals and Democrats stuff. They're always saying, oh, well, you can't arrest your way out of. Yes, you can. Yeah, you can. Instead of taking this money and throwing it at useless government programs for the communities and stuff like that, build more jails. I'd rather my tax money go to keeping these motherfuckers locked up than trying to reform them. I looked it up today. Most people that come out of prison after doing, or even probation, most people, the chances of them committing crimes and going back to jail within the first 3 years is 66%. 10 years, it's 88%. 88% of people that come out of prison are going to go back within 10 years. Programs don't work. I hate to say it. Programs don't work because they'll lie to you and all that stuff like that. And they'll make you want to find the most religious people ever. Go to jail. Go to jail. Go to court when they have inmates come in. They're all walking there with their Bibles and stuff. They all done found Jesus. Well, maybe they should have found Jesus before they got locked up. This dude, he was the only person that may miss him. I mean, she ain't gonna miss him much. Is his daughter. She probably barely ever saw him. He was trashed. Did he deserve to die? No, he should have been locked up. But he made those decisions. When he pulled that knife out and cut, and if he'd had a chance, I guarantee you he would have killed that cop. But Black Lives Matters and Ben Chump and all that stuff like that, they'd want you to think then this dude was, he was going to be the next Einstein. No, he wasn't. This dude was a burden to his community, burden to taxpayers and everything else. So, they can say what they want to. Hopefully they do what's right, and I believe this was a clean shoot. The man was in fear for his life and the life of the other deputy. They went up their force continuum. That they used open hand. They used the taser. It didn't work. Your last step is a deadly force, and he presented a knife, which is deadly force. You can only meet deadly force with deadly force. So I say it's a good shoot. I don't know how. I'm pretty sure Wisconsin's probably woke, so good luck for him. But it is a good shoot in my eyes anyway. We'll find out coming up before long. See how much bread. They haven't burnt the place down yet, but Ben Chump's on the scene now, and he's going to stir it. All right, this next story is we're leaving the country. We're leaving the country. We're going to Jamaica, and it's not a good story. It's sad, but you can see, like, you know, people in this country is like do stuff. Let's see how they doing stuff in other countries, and maybe our criminals ought to be happy.
Reviewed by Wisconsin right now. Ruiz,
the man killed in a Madison police shooting this week.
And 12 News obtained video of that shooting. A warning, we're going to play a part of it. You will not see the deadly shots, but you will be hearing them.
Welcome back to Primetime News.
And a special welcome once again to our viewers on TVJ International in the Cayman Islands and online at onespotmedia.com.
We begin this newscast by delving deeper into the tragic story of the 10-year-old girl who was raped and killed in Trelawny Tuesday evening, allegedly by her cousin.
Now this evening, her family members share the chilling details of what they believe was a targeted attack by a serial.
No. They're saying this guy was a serial rapist. He just got out of jail recently. I know it might be hard to understand them. They do have it's Jamaica. They're Jamaican accent. This man raped and killed a 10-year-old girl. The town folk took care of it themselves too.
Now, we were told the suspect, who was killed by a mob of residents hours after the incident, was also helping with the search for the child.
Kelisha Williams reports.
This is where 10-year-old Shania Coke took her last breath, a lonely road off the beaten track in the hills of Trelawny.
The interview I'm giving you, I'm trying to see if I can get it all out of me, but I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. But I'm saying what I can.
This is the father. His accent's really thick. It's hard to understand him. Of course, he's visibly upset. They said that was a road that they showed. That's like a game trail. A game trail. That was not a road. But it's in a poor area, as you can see from his house right here. But this man lost his daughter, and to this piece of shit rapist.
Life is so unfair.
Traumatized, depressed, don't know what to do because it could have happened to my daughter, my niece, anyone. Could have happened.
We were told Shania was on her way back home after her grandmother sent her to the shop around 3:30 Tuesday afternoon. However, her grandmother says she got suspicious after 30 minutes passed and the child did not return home.
I just called my grandson and say, come, Alric, come go up on the road, go look if you see your cousin. He go and he come and say, Grandma, me reach out a try, out of the cash pot, out of try cross, out of the cash pot. I mean, I see Rossi Ekeja. So he come back to me.
Anxious and frustrated, Miss Williams said she went to the shop to see if she made it there.
He said, look, Mama, he said, no, me serve him. Keja come and buy us lady serve him. And he serve him and tell him, say, Keja, me case and go on one because he lady say she kinda with anybody girl pitney. When he see them alone, he always encourage them. Say, look here. So he said, the girl never delay. He just sell him and she turn out and Tracy said, he girl said to him, all right, Tracy. And he said, all right, go on, take time, go on.
But those fears would soon become reality as hours later, Shania's body was found with the throat slashed. It's believed she was also raped. It's believed she was lured to the area where she was assaulted and then killed. We were told a suspect, Shania's cousin, was among the people helping her grandmother with the search.
Now, this man that raped her was her own cousin. Then he was out helping look for her.
Last night when me go around there and see him on the veranda, I was broken down so bad I could have I couldn't take up a pebble. And I said to him on the veranda, I said, you see it? How me tell us if you leave my daughter alone, just don't go bother him. Don't come out and come rob and kill my picking. and you rob and kill, you kill me picking. And he said, yes, sir.
Moments later, another bloodbath. The suspect, Delroy Coke, was chopped to death by an angry mob. His father, who sources say came to his defense, also...
Y'all heard that, right? They just didn't take this dude out. You can look right there. You can see where that homicide took place. They chopped this dude up in pieces. They took the machetes to him. Chop, chop, chop. Chopped him up like minced meat. Just chopped him up. His daddy come to try to save him. They oh no, motherfucker, you in the way. He started getting chopped too. I think he's in the hospital. They didn't, but they gonna fix it. They cut this son of a bitch up, which, hey, he probably deserved every chop that he got. Every chop. Yeah, Billy says, imagine if this happened in the States. Oh yeah, they would be having a fit. But you know what? That son of a bitch will never rape and kill another young child again. Yes, he got exactly what he deserved, Kelly.
Received chop wounds and is battling for life in hospital. Residents say the incident is a culmination of their frustration. They claim the suspect was a serial rapist who had attempted to rape other people in and around the community and was recently released from prison for rape.
I talked to the father. I said, why you bring back this guy into the neighborhood? He said, I've seen picnic, do I want to do with him picnic? I see, I beg him, I say, I have a cousin. Get this guy out of the neighborhood. The guy came to my business place and buy file quite a few times, machete file. And I said to him, my little daughter around there, she live around there as a girl child. Don't molest him coming out and you go rape and kill him. He said, no, Mr. Cope, no one do it.
So what happened?
So you're saying that this could have been avoided?
Avoided long time.
Now the tragedy has left a stain on the community, but residents are holding on to the memories of Shania, who was described as a bright and promising child. Kelly.
Good for them. Good for them. Like I said, that's one rapist that will never rape again. Unfortunately, this little girl had to lose her life. 10 years old. Yeah, he'll never be released from prison again. It's something about these pedophile rapists and stuff like that. I don't care where you're at, what part of the world you're in. These sick individuals, there's no reform. There's no helping them. They're never going to change. There's only two options with these type of people. You either lock them up in prison for the rest of their lives, or you chop them up in little pieces. Both of those work. I'm good with the second option myself, but good for them. So next one, we're coming back to the States with more crazy people.
A man apparently trying to snatch a couple of kids out of a car at a gas station. That man is now in jail. Fox 5's Denise Dillon is live in Marietta. Denise, this sounds terrifying.
Yeah, and it all happened right here at Pump 3. In video from the Shell station, you can see a young boy running around a car, a man following him, a woman trying to get in between them, and bystanders trying to help.
It's every person's worst nightmare.
A woman pulled into the Shell station on Delk Road in Marietta last week. It was around midnight. Her two kids were in the back seat. As she's pumping gas, a shirtless...
First of all, what you got with your kids at midnight at the gas station for? Them kids should have been at home. Second thing is, when you walk, we're going to watch this. You always need to pay attention even when you're pumping your gas. You always got to have situational awareness of what's going on around you, because you never know. Because it seems like, I don't know, is the world getting crazier, or is it just we're just noticing more of it now because of how much information we can absorb and get that are available to us? but always pay attention.
And shoeless man walks up to her.
This individual just started approaching the car, seeming to have a conversation with the woman while she was pumping her gas, minding her own business. And then it all goes sideways.
A warrant shows the woman told investigators the man said he had a gun.
And then things become very hostile.
In the video, it appears the man tries to get closer to the car. Then a young boy jumps out of the vehicle and starts running around it. All three are running around the car. The mom tries to keep the man away and is holding the hose of the...
I understand she's holding the hose like she's going to hit him with it. Fuck that. You got a spray nozzle in your hand right there. I'd have saturated that motherfucker. I'd have hosed him down with that gasoline. You're lucky I don't smoke no more and don't carry lighters with me, but I'd have hosed his ass down. I'll pay for them extra dollars.
Pump as if she's going to hit him with it.
One of the children exits the vehicle. He's now trying to grab that child. Then he goes around the vehicle and tries to open a door and pull another child out.
Two men can be seen coming out of the store. They drop their bag and rush toward the car to try to help. 911 is called.
I'm glad they went over there to help, but I don't know if y'all noticed that. If that's rushing, I don't want to see them taking their time. Because that didn't look like rushing to me.
The shirtless man, identified as Jerron Tucker, gets in his car to leave. Police stop Tucker, arrest him on multiple charges, including kidnapping, simple assault, and possession of a controlled substance. Everyone is shaken up, but safe.
Working together as a team, that community called 911, worked together to keep the children safe, to keep the suspect away from them, and give us time to get to the scene to get him into custody.
And some of the workers here say they recognize Tucker. They say he's a regular here, but he won't be coming back anytime soon. He is being held in the Cobb County Jail without bond. Reporting live in Marietta, Denise Dillon, Fox 5
Wow,
News.
just crazy video. Denise, thanks so much.
You know, it would be nice if if you have crazy ass people in your family, keep them at home. I don't know, lock them in a closet or something. Stop letting your crazy family people roam the streets like feral cats. So I sprayed them down with the hose. All right, this last story here. We got somebody suing over a DWI.
Student is suing Fort Collins police after he says he was wrongfully arrested for drunk driving.
Yeah, the 20-year-old says he blew a 0 on the breathalyzer test, but officers still arrested him.
And New Tonight Fox 31 reporter Jared Dean spoke with that college student about what happened.
Nathan May is going to be a senior at Colorado State University this year, looking for a future in finance. He tells me after what happened last summer, he wants to see change in the city he grew up in. The lawsuit states officers, quote, pulled May over because his headlights had briefly not been activated. Shortly after asking May for his license off.
All right, so he did have his headlights on. It's every day, every morning. It's amazing to me how many people I will see driving down, especially down the interstate, with no lights on. No headlights are on. Most people, like, oh, I thought they came on automatically. Well, they do if you have it in the right position, but they're not on. When I do stop people for it, I'm like, hey, I just turn your headlights on. I don't think I've ever even written a ticket for that. It's just stupidity, but I can see legitimate stop. Okay.
Asked him to step out of the car. Body camera footage provided by May's lawyer shows that May blew 0s on his breath test. 0s. The body camera video shows the officers conducting field sobriety tests, which the lawsuit claims were, quote, administered incorrectly. According to CDOT, it is up to the officers to determine whether an arrest needs to be made based on the results of the tests. The lawsuit states May had blood tests taken, and those showed no alcohol or drugs were in his system.
How could they discern within the 30 seconds that, we've started this interaction that I've been under the influence of something. And, you know, my thought process was, well, I know I'm innocent. I know I haven't done anything wrong. Let me go to the farthest length I can to show them that.
We did reach out to the Fort Collins Police Department. They replied to me saying they are aware of this lawsuit but are unable to comment on the pending litigation. Reporting in Fort Collins, I'm Jared Dean.
So y'all saw this, right? So the cop pulls him over for not having his headlights on. You know, ends up doing a sobriety test on him. He blows in the portable breathalyzer. He blows zeros. The walk and turn, all that stuff like that. I mean, some people have better balance than others. Once he blew them zeros like that, just because somebody don't have the headlights on, I mean, there's a lot of just like stupid people out there that do shit like that all the time. That don't make them drunk or high or something. Then he passes a blood test also. First of all, once he blew the zeros and stuff like that, you don't smell them. You're going to still arrest him for a DWI. Then all his blood work and stuff comes back. Everything's clean. The kid's clean. So, I mean, is somebody trying to pad their DWI arrest or something like that? I mean, come on, you could have fucked this kid's life up. Bad arrest. I'd have never made that arrest in the first place. Especially, like I said, if he blows in that portable thing and it comes up 000, should have let that kid go. Personally, he's gonna. He deserves a little bit of money out of it. That whoever that cop was, do better. I mean, really, you arrested an innocent person, a college kid, for what? He blew zeros. For what? He should have never had cuffs on him. He's a little nerd kid. I mean, listen to him talk. I mean, come on. That was such a bad arrest. I don't understand that. That's just totally just stupid. So with that, that's the last story. And with that one, my hot nut goes to the cop that arrested the kid that was stone cold sober after he blew zeros. Yeah, he's a legit college student. How about that? In the wild. It's like college kingdom. Okay, we have that one. We got the dumbass at the gas station trying to kidnap kids. If anybody wants to vote on that one. And we just got Ben Chump for being Ben Chump. So who y'all want to vote for Hot Nut? Cop. Aaron says a cop too. I mean, that when I saw that story, I mean, I know it was short, so it just pissed me off. And I've been watching quite a few stories from another state. And Dean says chump. I forget which state it was. Was it Georgia or Tennessee? I can't remember which one it was. But they've had like a rash of them, like people getting arrested, pulled over, and getting arrested for DWI, and they're completely sober, blood tests are clean and stuff like that. And I'm talking. The numbers are like really high. It's ridiculous, just ridiculous. Yeah, Roy. He's not going to represent that kid. He's white. Yeah, that cop there definitely. That's the one that's got the most vote. I mean, you can screw up. I mean, being in law enforcement gives you a lot of power. I mean, you have the power to take people's freedom away from them, and you can't take that kind of that lightly. And for doing shit like that, come on. Somebody needs to send him back to training or something. But they got a lot of them out there doing it now.
Hot nut, your mom should have swallowed you. You are a fucking hot nut, a true fucktard. Hot nut, your dad would be disappointed if you knew who he was. Hot nut of the week. Who does that? Your brain is made of nuts. You must have
I never arrested anybody that I knew wasn't, you know, I can get 100% conviction rate, but I never arrested someone, especially on some shit like that, especially if they blow zeros. Come on. I've gotten people ride homes that I thought might have been on something, but I know I wasn't 100%. And so I didn't make the arrest. I've let people go off pulled over. If I wasn't 100% that was the car and stuff I had, I'm not going to do it. It's shit like that why people don't like Tom.
If you knew who he was, hot nut of the week. Who is that?
I wouldn't arrest you, Roy. I just tase you multiple times to watch you scream in agony. Right in the ball sack. Just tase you up. I hope everybody enjoyed it. I appreciate y'all coming. Like I said, y'all the reason I keep doing it. Come back next week. Y'all make sure to spread it, share it. You know, spread us around like a bad case of syphilis or something like that. And y'all come back next week, find out about Roy's date. What you said, Jennifer? She said you think you see one of my ex-girlfriends. Where did you see him at? I mean, and who? Which one? There was numerous ones, unfortunately. JoJo, don't do that to me, Roy. JoJo. Like I said, share it. Y'all pay attention. Like I said, I do put out some just side stuff on YouTube, stuff like that. Everybody be safe. Y'all watch y'all's back. Watch your partner's back. And remember, no sheepdogs around here. Only lions. I'll do Holster's meow for him. He's not here. See y'all next week.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things